and twice he would walk out without even paying his bill. Like, this is like shitty stuff. Like, wait staff, they depend on your tips.
In America, they don't make a lot of money by the hour. They count on their tips to survive.
Yeah. So very often he would just try to leave without paying. Like one time a waitress actually chased him down in the parking lot and was like, "You owe me money."
Good for her.
And like, yeah. And he actually paid her. And then other times, like other players like go back in and pay his bill because he doesn't pay his bill. He's a prick. In July 2008, Big Ben and a group of his pals visited the Cabo Wabo Cantina at Harrah's Resort. Is that the one that's owned by Sammy Hagar? Okay. Yeah.
So, shock. Tequila. Big tequila.
So it turns out Ben was a close friend of like Harrah's like North Nevada president, John Koster. And while he was there, not Costner, Koster. So while he's in this restaurant in Cabo Wabo, it's just fun to say, the group mocked, made fun of, mimicked their waiter. Like they were just assholes. They were huge assholes to him, because the waiter dared to ask a woman in the group for her ID to prove she was 21. This is why they were. Yeah. So it turns out she was 27, but he was like he was a huge asshole to them, like to this waiter. Big Ben left, and he asked the waiter, like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I'm friends with? Blah, 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 blah. All this stuff. Eventually,
do you know Sammy Hagar's big hit? Tequila. You know?
It turned out like he got that waiter fired.
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah, that waiter had worked there for 12 years.
Well, fuck the manager, too, for letting that happen. Sorry.
Totally. Yeah.
Fuck you, Sammy.
Yeah, so...
Whatever you are.
That's just minor stuff. We're going to get to the serious stuff now. So while at that Harrah's Lake Tahoe resort thing, when he's not busy like getting wait staff fired from their jobs, he called the hotel front desk and had them send up this woman, Andrea McNulty, to his room to fix a television. He said his television was broken. She got up there. TV was fine. He groped her and he sexually assaulted her.
Oh, no.
FYI, he's 6'5", 241
right,
pounds.
He looks like a beast. I mean, he just looks really big.
Yeah. She reported the incident. This is what you're supposed to do. By the way, the women in here, very often, they're doing what you're supposed to do. She reports it. They did nothing about it. They told her that Big Ben's close friends with the owner. Like, what are you going to do? And that you will be fired if you start spreading rumors that this happened. And that they told her he can have anyone he wants.
No, he cannot.
No, he cannot.
No.
Eventually, she filed a civil complaint, and he was forced to pay her. It was less than a game check for him. Yeah,
she's better lawyers.
Yeah, it was bullshit. It sucks.
It's
few
also
months
against
later,
the law, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
A few months later, Big Ben staying at his off-season house in his gated community in Georgia. It's like 2 days after his 28th birthday, and he went to a town called Midgeville. I don't. Maybe
Is that
I
where
got
the
that
devil
right.
went down?
I don't know. The devil went down to Midgeville. They changed it to Georgia because it was really hard to say. And it's a college town, home to Georgia College and the State University and stuff like that. He went with his entourage, including 2 off-duty police officers who work as his bodyguard.
Right.
And they ended up at a club called Capital City. And he's like in the VIP area in the back, and he's like buying shots for all these women. And a lot of the women are like, we're underage. And it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're just doing shots. And at one point he like held up a tray of tequila and he's like, oh, my bitches, take some shots. Like,
I do that too. Is that bad?
It's different coming from you. Way different.
Is that bad?
Yeah. One of these women was a 20-year-old college student. Around 1 a.m., she walked to the restroom, and Big Ben followed her to the restroom went in, and the bodyguards stood guard.
Oh, no.
One of the woman's friends walked up to, so the bodyguards, once again, off-duty police officers.
So they don't give a shit. Oh, shit.
She walks up to him, says, "My friend is back there. She doesn't need to be back there. You bring her up here right now." And the guard was like, just shoot her away. Another friend tried to open the door and failed, and they kicked her out of the VIP area. A third woman tried to get a bar manager to do something, and he told her that Big Ben wouldn't do anything bad.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah. And by the way, the bar manager actually confirmed saying that in his own statement. He's all, "I really didn't think he would do anything." So Big Ben comes out of the restroom first, and then the woman comes out, and her two friends just get her, and like they go outside, and she says, like, "He raped me."
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
It's so awful. And the women, once again, they did everything they were supposed to do. They found the first cop they saw. They told him everything. And the cop was this man named Sergeant Jerry Blash. And he wrote the criminal report. But he told them, "You shouldn't even bother. Like, he has a lot of money and you're just wasting your time."
And it's football and you're in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually this cop resigned because in the middle of the investigation, like, he made comments to those other off-duty cops, like, described her as a drunken bitch. And "This pisses me off that women can do this." He never interviewed Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben?
Yeah, Big Ben. Never interviewed him. Didn't secure the crime scene. The janitor went in there the next day, cleaned the bathroom with Clorox and Pine Sol because no one told him not to. And then after taking statements from everybody, he shared all the statements with Big Ben's management team and Ben himself.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. No charges were filed.
This guy.
The Georgia's district attorney ruled that there was insufficient DNA evidence, but he did like say, and this is a quote, he told Big Ben to, quote, "grow up."
Well, that'll learn him.
Yeah, that'll teach him. He said that the accuser wrote to the DA and she said she didn't want to pursue charges because the media attention was getting too much for her and it was intrusive and she was scared.
I'm sure she was being harassed at school. Yeah.
Yeah. And she said she was not recanting her accusation. She just was scared.
That's really tough.
It's really scary.
She went to the bathroom. I mean, for God's sakes.
It's awful. And eventually, like, he was suspended for 6 games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for violating the league's personal conduct policy. And then it was reduced to 4 games because football. Yeah. Football. What a fucking creep, right?
Yeah. This is why I don't follow it anymore. I used to love football. I can't watch it now. Yeah.
Dude, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I remember when he was coming to play in San Francisco and like women were tweeting, like, this was a couple of years ago. This might have been 2010 or something. They were like tweeting to each other, like, "Everyone watch out.
Right.
Ben Rapistburger's in town." Like, literally people were warning each other on Twitter. He's fucking sucks. Fuck that guy. He's trash.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And that's our creed. Ben Rapistburger.
Sorry, she would just say there with her arms folded, like so pissed off.
I'm like,
no, you gotta say something. It's different now that we could see each other.
I know. I'm really sorry. Yes.
All right, you guys. So I am going to do we're going to talk about our last creep. This is an intense one, but I hope it ends on a good note for all of you. This is Rae Carruth. He's on, I have the Muderpedia page, his Wikipedia, the New York Times, and a lovely Sports Illustrated article called "The Boy They Couldn't Kill." I miss Sports Illustrated. They had some great writers.
Yeah. It's true. They did.
They really did. So Rae Carruth, if you're not from the States, this was a big story about 20 plus years ago. He was a football player for the Carolina Panthers. He's originally from Sacramento. born 1974, and he was an okay student. This is the thing. Until he was a football player and until he did what he did, he'd never been arrested for anything, never had a speck of trouble, not in high school, not in college, that people knew. We'll find out later. Of course, women knew.
Right.
This is how this works. Yes.
We all know. We all know.
We tell each other because you can't tell the cops.
Yep.
You can't tell,
No.
Right. He went to Valley High School in Sacramento. He then went to the University of Colorado in Boulder, which must have been a fucking blast. Even though I don't ski, I would love to go there. I love Boulder. He is drafted and sent to the Carolina Panthers. The team was only a couple of years old, and it's a big deal in Charlotte to have this major league team there.
Yeah.
It's a big stop here in America for banks and things like that, and it's a big deal for them. Joins the Panthers, has an okay first season. He's a rookie, but they give him, it's like $3 million for 4 years. This is like 20 years ago, so it's not like the big money they have now, but it's pretty damn good compared to what he had. He's dating a few women and while he's there, and one of them is a very beautiful woman named Sharika Adams. And Sharika her mother was a teenager when she had Sharika, and her family, the Adams family, in North Carolina, they're a very proud family, and they're Christians, and they all believe in education. So Sharita's mother becomes pregnant her senior year in high school, and her parents were like, "You're smart. You need to go to college. We'll help you take care of the baby while you go to a 4-year school." She goes to a 4-year school, gets a degree in psychology, gets a job at IBM. She does really well for herself. And so Sharika just comes from a very loving home. She's beautiful and hot, and there are all these basketball players and football players. They're all kind of hanging around her, and she's dating a few of them. And Rae is one of them. And Ray's very handsome. When you see these pictures of him, he's pretty hot too. They have this relationship, and she becomes pregnant. She's 24. Ray's like, "Well, you're going to get an abortion, right?" And she said, "No, I'm going to have this baby. I'm excited. This is a blessing. And he, of course, says things like, "We weren't dating. We just hooked up sometimes." Right. And so one day they're having arguments about having this baby. And her mother says, "Do not give him the Carruth name. If he's not going to marry you and he's not going to take care of you." And it turns out he had a kid during college. He had to be sued to pay child support.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he only paid half of it. The woman who had his first child said, "I don't even care about that. Just, I want you to have a relationship with him. I want to know his father." And Rae goes, "I'm not doing that. You can't make me." And boy, it'd really be too bad if you died in a car accident. Yeah.
What an ass. Oh my God. What a fucking prick.
Yeah. He's apparently made this threat a few times to women. There's another girlfriend he had in Charlotte, and she got pregnant, and he basically bullied her into an abortion and said, "I'm not going to take care of you. I know people who could hurt you. I know So on the outside, dude, this is ridiculous. Here's why this makes me. There's this thing, like right now, like abortion is under attack here in this country, and we're making it like this country is making it harder and harder for women to get this. And it's all about punishing women, right,
for sex and not the men. And the men they just can do whatever they want. They don't have to take responsibility if they don't want to. Like, it's just fucking bullshit.
How?
It makes me insanely angry. And like these women that want to have the babies, it's their body. It's their choice. They should have the baby. If he doesn't want anything to do with it, but they like need the money for it. I'm sorry, you got to fucking pay. You play,
it's your responsibility.
You pay.
But it's like, nobody, yes. How many friends do you know that are owed so much money in child support and alimony?
I know some people that know so much fucking money. So much money.
And it's not high on the list for the police or anybody to take care of. You've got to really fuck up for them to come after you. I mean,
yes.
So that's a girl that he talked into or forced to get an abortion. He just basically said, "I'll beat you until you have, you not have this child."
Yeah.
Sharika was threatened several times while she was pregnant. he would say things like, boy, it'd suck if you fell down a flight of stairs, or if this would happen to you, or you should just be really careful. Towards the end of her pregnancy, she was at 8 months, and it's November of 99.